The wind, a mournful whisper across the ravaged plains, carried the scent of ozone and decay to Sir Gareth. Before him, piercing the bruised sky, stood the obsidian spire, Lord Kael's fortress of shadow and despair. For a generation, Kael's malevolent sorcery had choked the land, turning fertile fields to dust and hope to ash. Gareth, the last of the king's royal guard, dismounted his weary steed, the metal of his gauntlets cool against the worn leather reins. His broadsword, its pommel bearing the ancient crest of the sun, felt heavy but true in his grip. This was it. Within the spire's cavernous throne room, Lord Kael awaited, perched on a throne carved from obsidian and despair. His eyes, twin pinpricks of corrupted starlight, fixed on Gareth as the knight stepped through the massive groaning doors. Kael's voice, a dry rattle like bones skittering across stone, filled the oppressive silence. So, the lamb comes to the slaughter, another fool in shining armor, come to challenge the inevitable. Gareth drew his sword, the polished steel glinting, momentarily cutting through the gloom. I am Sir Gareth of Eldoria, and I come to end your tyranny, Kael. A guttural laugh tore from the sorcerer's throat. His hands, gnarled and skeletal, rose. Dark energy crackled around them, a vile purple that pulsed with malevolence. Tyranny! I bring order to chaos, oblivion to hope. He thrust his hands forward, and a torrent of shadow bolts, sharp as obsidian shards, hurtled towards Gareth. The knight met the assault with unyielding resolve. His shield, emblazoned with the lion rampant, shimmered with protective light, deflecting the first volley. He charged, a beacon of defiance in the encroaching darkness. Kael responded with a sweeping gesture, conjuring a wall of spectral fire that roared to life between them. Gareth plunged through it, the heat searing his armor, but not his spirit. The air filled with the stench of brimstone and burnt metal. As Gareth closed the distance, Kael's magic intensified. Tendrils of living shadow snaked from the walls, attempting to ensnare the knight. Gareth's blade sang as it cut through them, a focused beam of light against the encroaching gloom. He swung his sword in a mighty arc, aiming for the sorcerer's heart. Kael, with surprising agility, vanished in a puff of acrid smoke, reappearing moments later behind a massive, floating runic stone. Fool, my power is woven into the very fabric of this spire, Kael shrieked, his voice gaining strength. From the runic stone, ancient symbols glowed, pulsing with the stolen life force of the land. A terrifying roar erupted as a monstrous shadow beast, all teeth and claws, materialized from the spire's darkest corners, lunging at Gareth. Gareth met the creature head-on, his sword flashing with divine light as he parried its strikes. He knew this was Kael's attempt to wear him down, to break his spirit. With a powerful overhead swing, Gareth's blade cleaved through the beast's ethereal form, dispersing it into wisps of smoke. But the effort left him gasping, his shield arm trembling. Kael smiled, a cold, predatory expression. You are strong for a mortal, but your strength dwindles while mine grows with every breath you take. He began to chant, a low, resonant thrum that vibrated through the very stones of the spire. Dark energy gathered around him, swirling into a vortex of pure annihilation, intended to crush Gareth utterly. In that moment, Gareth looked not at the sorcerer, but at the ancient crest on his sword's pommel, the symbol of the sun. He remembered his oath, the faces of those who had suffered under Kael's shadow. A new strength, not of muscle, but of spirit, surged through him. He lifted his sword high, channeling every ounce of his faith, every spark of hope that remained in the world. The blade erupted in a blinding, pure white light, banishing the shadows that clung to the air. "Your power is born of fear, Kale," Gareth roared, his voice empowered by the light. "Mine is born of hope." With a final desperate cry, he hurled his sword like a javelin. The sun-crested blade, a missile of pure, concentrated light, tore through the swirling dark vortex, piercing directly into the heart of the glowing runic stone Kale hid behind. A deafening shriek of agony ripped through the spire as the stone cracked, then exploded, showering the throne room with arcane shrapnel. Kale recoiled, his power base shattered. The dark energy around him dissipated, and his skeletal form began to crumble, turning to dust. His eyes, once pinpricks of malevolence, dimmed and faded. A final, gurgling gasp escaped his lips as Lord Kale, the dark sorcerer, dissolved into nothingness. Silence, profound and absolute, fell upon the spire. Gareth stood, chest heaving, his sword now lying among the crystalline remnants of Kale's power. The bruised sky outside began to lighten, a sliver of true dawn breaking through the endless night. The long shadow of the obsidian spire, for the first time in a generation, began to recede.